What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Finally, the weekend is here. Thank the Lord. It's been a long fucking week. It feels like it's been a long week. All right, let me get into this goddamn episode of GH today. Well, actually, before I do that, yes, the rumors are true. Kelly Sullivan is out as Connie Falconeri. Thank the Lord. The reason why I say that is because her character no longer serves a purpose on this show. So I think it's befitting that she leaves. Bye-bye. And besides, General Hospital need to cut some of these fucking cast members anyway. Their cast is way too big. Like, they need to cut some of these characters. I think they have a bigger cast than The Young and the Restless, actually. And Days of Our Lives. They need to cut some of the fat on this show. Anyway, alright, let me get into today's app. Let me start with the Quartermain Corinthos Jack situation. So, Franco and Ava are putting on a show for Kiki. Like they're back together or whatever. And she's not buying it. Which I don't blame her. So, Carly comes over to tell, and Morgan comes down the stairs or whatever. His arm is broke. Well, his hand and his wrist is broken. Brian Craig, the kid who plays Morgan, broke his wrist and hand in real life, so they incorporated it into the show. Which I think, of course, it had to be the smartest thing to do, because there was no way they could just let him walk off. Anyway, she tells him, pack his bags, he's coming home with her. He tells her no. She doesn't want him at the Quartermains because Franco is living here. Today's episode, I had to agree with Carly 100%. I had to. Because, like any parent, I'm not a parent yet, but trust me, I can understand where she's coming from. So, Morgan is acting like a little shit about the Michael situation. And Carly told him, you need to show more compassion to Michael. Like, look at the shit that he's been through. And it's like you act like you don't even care. Morgan acts like a brat. I think, how old is Morgan on this show? 16, 17? I don't think he's 18 yet. I think he's like 16, 17. So he's telling his mother he's not going home. I just had to stop and pause. I'm like, I know this little bastard did not just tell his mother he's not going home. That he's not going to do what his mother just told him to do. First of all, the last time I checked, you were a minor. Meaning, Carly still has full custody of you. Meaning, until you're 18 years old, she tells you what to do. It shouldn't be no negotiations. It shouldn't be a conversation. If Carly tells him, let's go, motherfucker, pack your bags and let's go. It is what it is. Either you do what your mother say, because I know damn well he don't want Sonny coming up in there dragging his ass up out of there, because there's going to be some bullets flying around that motherfucker. I'm just saying, you do not want her to get Sonny involved in this situation. You do not want that. So do what she tell you. Pack your shit. Let's go. So she walks into the living room, see Ava and Franco kissing, and she tells Franco that she's taking Morgan out of that house. And Kiki is telling her, no, you can't take Morgan. Bitch, I suggest you go sit down somewhere for Carly smack that little... I swear to God, I cannot stand Kiki. Go sit down somewhere. How are you going to tell her she can't take her son out of that house? Why would Morgan want to live at the Quartermains anyway? Like, first of all, he got parents who both own mansions. Carly has a mansion, Sonny has a mansion. But the only reason why he's staying there is because he know good and well if he stays with Carly, Carly's not going to allow Kiki to come over. I doubt it. But, how is Kiki going to tell Carly she can't take her son? Are you serious? That's her child that she gave birth to. She damn near lost her life giving birth to Morgan. And you're going to tell her what she can and cannot do? Bitch, please. That's her child. Don't tell her what to do. So Ava comes over and I loved it. Ava introduced herself to Carly, and let me just tell you something. I felt this scene because it felt like Maura West and Laura Wright. I swear to God, these two are the mothers of all mothers. They're the bitches of all bitches. Let me tell you something. Maura West, when she played Carly Snyder on As the World Turns, I swear to God, she so reminded me of Carly Corinthos on General Hospital. The two of them are exact the same. Like, they're exactly the same. If you watched As the World Turns and you watch General Hospital, you notice the similarities between the two of them when she played Carly Snyder. You notice the similarity. Not just the name Carly, but just similarities, in personality, especially when it comes to their kids. But when I seen the two of them link up, I was like, oh shit. I wonder who will win a fight between Carly and Ava. I don't know. I think my money might have to, I don't know. I might have to put money down on both of them. I don't know. They might kill each other. I don't know. But Carly was letting Ava know, like, you got to be batshit crazy to hook up with Franco now. Like, she could understand Ava hooking up with Franco back in the day. But now, bitch, you got to be crazy. So Morgan and Kiki leave the room so the grown-ups can talk. And Franco pretty much is trying to blackmail Carly, telling her, if you don't allow Morgan to stay here, he's going to go to the cops and tell the cops Carly tried to kill him. So now he's trying to blackmail Carly, but I already know Carly ain't to be blackmailed. Anyway, Sonny is talking with Olivia, telling her, she's asking him multiple times, was he a part of the shooting? He keeps telling her no. Dante comes in there or whatever on his high horse. He gets on my fucking nerves, talking that bullshit. So they tell Olivia about the baby, that it's a girl. Sonny congratulates them, but you could tell Dante cutting his eyes at Sonny. So Lulu tells them that she's going to go and talk to her parents and tell them the news. So Dante and Sonny are talking, and he telling Sonny he knows Sonny and Carly and Sean were a part of the shooting. What evidence do you have to back that up? This is why I can't stand about Dante. Why are you accusing people of shit? If you're going to accuse somebody of something, have the evidence to back that shit up. You ain't got no evidence and you're way off base. You're right about one thing. Carly and Sean did have something to do with it, but you need to take Sonny out of that equation. See, this is why I feel like he still holds resentment towards Sonny, because he's always so quick to blame Sonny for everything. Dante act like a little bitch. Sonny is not the only person in town who got deep pockets and who's rich. There's plenty of other people in town who got just enough money to hire a hitman to kill Franco. There's other people in town that wanted him dead. Sonny's not the only one. So why are you so fixated on the fact that Sonny has something to do with this? Like, seriously. He always so quick to blame Sonny for everything, but he wasn't blaming Sonny for nothing when Sonny was handing that bastard $60,000 for the surrogate. He ain't have a problem taking Sonny money then. Hold on one second. What? I'm doing something. What? I don't like to be bothered. What do you want? Can you let me go this way? Okay, get out. I'll do it to you later. I'll tell you about it. Wait. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. Yeah, so Dante, he just gets on my fucking nerves. Like, he acts so self-righteous and it's annoying. Like, seriously, he ain't had no money. He ain't had no problem taking Sonny's cash, but you always blaming him for something without having proof or facts. And Sonny tried to tell him, you don't know all the facts, which is true. Anyway, Olivia tells Sonny that the doctors tell her she can leave the hospital the next day, and Sonny asks her, does she have anybody to care for her while she's, recovering? She says, she don't need nobody or whatever. So Sonny tells her she's going to stay at the house with him, at his house. And you can see a smile like on her face, like, she's feeling that idea, of course. Anyway, so Luke and Tracy, Luke is trying to pack his bags to go out of the country to find that antidote for his poison, and he passes out. So Tracy knocks on the door repeatedly. Some woman comes by, works for the hotel, and Tracy asks her to open the door, and the woman say, she can't because policies, and Luke likes his privacy. So Tracy tells the woman that she's Luke's wife. And I'm thinking, Tracy, why you lying? You ain't been Luke's wife in 2 years. Y'all divorced. You might want to put the X part in front of that. But either way. So she gives the woman $100 to open the door. And Tracy finds Luke on the floor. She picks him up. And she notices that the poison is starting to deteriorate Luke. So he's telling her, he's going out of the country still. And whatever. So Tracy's packing his bag or whatever, telling him she's gonna go with him out of the country. Lulu comes over, and she thinks that she walks in on something or whatever. So she hugs Tracy and tells Tracy that, she took care of her and raised her when her mother couldn't. So she views Tracy as her mother. I love that scene because, Tracy and Lulu did not get along when they first met, and their relationship has come a long way. So she is like a second mother to Lulu. So Lulu tells Luke and Tracy about the baby, that it's a baby girl. And Luke is thrilled that he's having a granddaughter. So, that was a good moment. So she goes to give Tracy a hug, and she sees Luke's suitcase and asks him, is he going back out of town? Because it's that time of the year, like Dante said, for them to go out of town. For Luke to go out of town. So Luke tells her, he's just going out of town for a little bit. But she notices that this time is different than the last time. So Luke is worried that he might not come back for the birth of the child, but Tracy assures him he's coming back for the birth of that child, even if she got to drag his ass back herself. I love Tracy because she always got Luke back no matter what, and obviously he trusted her enough to tell her, about this secret, about this poison. So Lulu goes back to the hospital with a pizza. I'm surprised she can afford a pizza, but the bitch can't afford an air conditioner. Go figure. And tells Dante that, this time feels different about his trip or whatever. Anyway, Molly and TJ are talking. Well, Molly's talking to Taylor, and Taylor tells her about the sex. Molly doesn't believe her. TJ comes out there, confirms it. Molly's all pissed, which I don't get why she's so mad, because for one, it happened while y'all were broken up. I feel like TJ's stupid because knowing that y'all getting back together, he should have told her right off the bat, so that way she's not blindsided later. Like, it makes sense. Tell her now so that way she doesn't find out later. She had no right to overreact the way she did, because first of all, it happened while y'all were broken up. And the only reason why he slept with the bitch was because he saw you kissing Rafe and he thought that's what you wanted. I'm not justifying what he did, but he was single. So she has no right to be pissed. Just like he had no right to be pissed when she kissed Rafe, because y'all were broken up at the time. So what y'all did while y'all were broken up should not be a factor now. And Taylor was being such a little bitch, rubbing it in that girl face, then gonna apologize to TJ, talking about she thought she knew. Bitch, you being so messy, but I love it. I feel like Taylor, this is not the way she want to hook up with TJ. Like, seriously, because why would you want to hook up with TJ knowing he's still always gonna have feelings for Molly? I'd rather her hook up with TJ when him and Molly break up on a clean slate, like it's a mutually beneficial thing. Like, but to hook up with him based on a lie, relationships that are based on a lie and based on some misunderstandings and shit like that, they don't last. So her hooking up with TJ is not a victory for her. It's going to be a victory for Molly in the long run, because I already know TJ and Molly eventually going to get back together. So Molly runs off crying. She bumps into Rafe and immediately runs up to hug him. which it does not surprise me because I know for a fact Molly really wants to be with Rafe, obviously. So anyway, Alexis and Sam are talking, and she's happy that Sam's happy that Alexis and the family are there for her and Danny. Sean comes over, tells Sam that he's sorry about Danny, and she leaves to go take a nap. And Sean tells Alexis that, they need to talk about everything in their relationship because she doesn't know that he wasn't the shooter. But he thinks that's going to change their relationship. I don't think it will. I think it's the fact that he tried to shoot somebody is pissing her off. I hope Sean and Alexis get back together. I hope they do. Because he's a good dude. And I think she should be with him no matter what. So anyway, am I missing something with today's episode? Am I forgetting to talk about somebody? I don't think I am. I think I talked about everybody. So anyway, all of y'all have a great weekend. I will see all of y'all Monday. Have a great weekend.